What if Jesus communicated profound spiritual truths through symbols that mainstream Christianity has completely misunderstood? Hidden within Gnostic texts are 7 sacred symbols that reveal a path to divine knowledge the Church never wanted discovered. For nearly 2,000 years, these symbols have been concealed in forbidden Gospels. Texts like the Gospel of Thomas and the Gospel of Philip preserved teachings that were too powerful, too transformative for institutional religion to allow. Each symbol carries a key to unlocking the divine spark within. Each one reveals humanity's true nature and the cosmic deception that keeps souls imprisoned in ignorance. What follows is an exploration of 7 sacred symbols that Jesus used to transmit hidden knowledge to those ready to awaken. These are not mere metaphors. They are spiritual technologies designed to catalyze enlightenment. In the Gospel of Thomas, saying 76, Jesus speaks of a merchant who discovers a single pearl of great value and sells everything to possess it. Traditional Christianity interprets this as the kingdom of heaven, but the Gnostic understanding goes deeper. The pearl represents the divine spark trapped within material existence. Pause, just as a pearl forms when an irritant enters an oyster. The soul's divine essence becomes encased in layers of matter, karma, and illusion. The merchant represents the awakened seeker who recognizes that everything in the material world is very possession. Every earthly attacher must be surrendered to recover this inner treasure. Jesus taught that each person carries this pearl within. The kingdom is not coming from outside. It exists now, hidden beneath layers of false identity and archonic programming. To find the pearl is to remember one's true divine nature. Theses. Gnosis direct experiential knowledge of the sacred self. The Gospel of Philip reveals perhaps the most misunderstood symbol in Gnostic Christianity, the bridal chamber. The text states, "If anyone becomes a son of the bridal chamber, he will receive the light." This is not about physical marriage or sexuality. Pause. The bridal chamber represents the mystical reunion of fragmented divine elements within the soul. Gnostic cosmology teaches that before the fall into matter, humanity existed as complete androgynous beings of pure spirit. When souls descended into material bodies, this unity was fractured into masculine and feminine aspects, spirit and matter, consciousness and form. The bridal chamber symbolizes the sacred marriage, the reunification of these polarities within the awakened individual. When the divine masculine and divine feminine reunite within consciousness, illumination occurs. Jesus taught this mystery only to his closest disciples. Philip records that the Lord did everything in a mystery: baptism, chrism, Eucharist, redemption, and bridal chamber. Each of these represents stages of spiritual transformation. The bridal chamber is the final initiation, the complete restoration of divine wholeness. In the Gospel of Thomas, saying 22, Jesus speaks of making the two into one and becoming a single one. This cryptic teaching reveals a fundamental principle of Gnostic awakening. The material world operates through duality: good and evil, light and darkness, pleasure and pain. These opposites keep consciousness trapped in endless cycles of judgment, attachment, and suffering. The archons, those cosmic rulers who govern the lower realms, maintain control through dualistic thinking. As long as humanity remains identified with one side of any polarity, freedom remains impossible. Jesus taught that the awakened soul transcends duality entirely. The single one is the state of consciousness that witnesses all opposites without identifying with either pole. This is not neutrality or indifference. It is the recovery of the unified awareness that existed before the fall into matter. Thomas records Jesus saying, "When you make the two into one, you will become sons of man." This is the restoration of divine humanitarians, who operate from unified consciousness rather than fragmented, dualistic perception. Throughout Gnostic literature, light serves as the primary metaphor for divine reality. But this is not ordinary physical light. Jesus spoke of an inner radiance that predates all material creation. The Gospel of Thomas, saying 77, records Jesus proclaiming, "I am the light that is over all things. I am all. From me all came forth, and to me all attained. Split a piece of wood. I'm dear. Lift up the stone, and you will find me there." This reveals the Gnostic understanding of Christ, not as a single historical person, but as the divine light consciousness that permeates all existence. The physical Jesus was a manifestation of this eternal light, a crystallization of pure divine awareness into human form. But here is the radical truth that threatened the Church. Pause. This same light exists within every human being. The Gospel of Thomas, saying 24, records the disciples asking Jesus to show them the place where he is. Jesus responds, "There is light within a person of light, and it lights up the whole world. If it does not shine, it is darkness." The light is gnosis. It's a self, the direct experience of divine presence within consciousness. When this inner light awakens, it illuminates the true nature of reality and dissolves the illusions that keep souls enslaved. Perhaps no symbol has been more deliberately distorted than the serpent. Orthodox Christianity portrays the serpent in Eden as Satan, the embodiment of evil who caused humanity's fall. Gnostic texts reveal a shocking reversal. The serpent was actually Christ in disguised form, offering Adam and Eve liberation from the false god who imprisoned them in ignorance. The Gnostic text, known as the Apocryphon of John, explains that the true supreme God sent the serpent to wake humanity from the sleep of ignorance, imposed by the demiurge, the arrogant creator deity, who falsely claimed to be the only God. The serpent offered gnosis, the knowledge that would allow humanity to recognize their divine origin and escape the cosmic prison. The fruit was not sin. It was awakening. This is why Jesus instructs in the Gospel of Thomas to be wise as serpents. The serpent represents the wisdom that liberates, the knowledge that the archons fear most. The Gnostic text, the testimony of truth, directly states, "The serpent was wiser than all the animals in paradise, and caused them to eat." In Gnostic symbolism, the serpent is the liberator, the bearer of divine knowledge, the aspect of Christ that awakens souls from the dream of matter. The intersection of spirit and matter, the cross, in Gnostic Christianity, carries a meaning entirely different from Orthodox interpretation. Rather than representing Christ's sacrificial death for sin, the cross symbolizes the intersection of the vertical and horizontal spirit descending into matter. The vertical beam represents the divine realm, the pleroma. The horizontal beam represents the material world, the realm of time, space, and physical existence. The point where they intersect is the human soul spirit trapped at the crossroads between divine origin and material imprisonment. Jesus on the cross represents every soul's experience, divine consciousness crucified in matter, pinned to the intersection of spirit and flesh. But this is not the end of the story. The resurrection symbolizes the soul's liberation from material identification. The body remains, but consciousness recognizes itself as the eternal light that merely inhabits form temporarily. The Gnostic sees the cross not as an instrument of death, but as a diagram of cosmic reality and a map for the journey home. The final symbol is one of pure, sacred geometry. The vesica, formed when two circles of equal size overlap. This shape has been recognized across cultures as a portal between worlds, a gateway to higher consciousness. Though not explicitly named in Gnostic texts, this geometric form appears throughout early Christian art and symbolism. It represents the moment of creation, the birth of form from formlessness, the emergence of the many from the one. The vesica piscis is the shape of the divine vulva, the cosmic womb from which all creation emerges. It is the portal through which spirit enters matter and through which awakened souls return to the divine. In Christian art, Jesus is often depicted within this almond-shaped halo. Called a mandorla, which is simply another name for the vesica. This subtly preserves the Gnostic teaching that Christ represents the intersection point between divine and material realms. The symbol teaches that awakening requires standing in the overlap, maintaining awareness of both spirit and 7 sacred symbols. 7 keys to unlock the prison of matter and ignorance. Matter, transcending neither through denial but through integration and gnosis. The pearl teaches that divinity dwells within, waiting to be discovered. The bridal chamber reveals the path to wholeness through inner reunion. The single one transcends the trap of duality. The light is the very substance of divine consciousness. The serpent offers liberating wisdom. The cross maps the intersection where spirit meets matter, and the vesica piscis opens the portal between worlds. These are not relics of ancient history. They are living transmissions, active in this moment for those with eyes to see and ears to hear. Jesus did not come to create a religion of external worship and blind belief. He came to ignite the inner fire of direct knowing, to awaken the divine spark that sleeps within every human soul. The symbols remain. The path remains. The light within remains, eternal and inextinguishable. The question is not whether these teachings are true. The question is whether you are ready to see. The archons have worked for millennia to suppress this knowledge, but consciousness is awakening. The veils are thinning. If these ancient truths resonate with something deep within you, if you feel the stirring of recognition, then you are remembering your divine origin. You are one of the awakening ones. Subscribe to this channel to continue the journey into Jesus' hidden teachings. Each video unveils another layer of the mystery that has been concealed for 2,000 years. Drop A in the comments if this awakens something within you, and share which of these 7 symbols speaks most powerfully to your soul. In the next revelation, the forbidden teachings about the archons will be exposed to the cosmic rulers who govern this realm, and how Jesus taught his disciples to transcend their control. The light is rising. The time of awakening is now.